Over the weekend, several bags of cannabis was intercepted by the Central Police in Fumban. The illicit drug, contained in 17 bags, was about to be transported to the cities of Douala and Yaoundé, as well as other cities in the country before it was intercepted. According to the Commissioner of Public Security in the town of Fumban, they were tipped off about the transaction, and that's how they were able to dispatch 2 of their men to the travel agency, where they succeeded to intercept the illegal good. Though 2 of the boys managed to run away, some of them were arrested at the agency. The alleged criminals tried to bribe their way out, but the officers declined the 500,000 francs offered them.
Dans la nuit du 31 au 1er avril,
on the night of the 31st to the 1st of April, we got information of illicit transaction of cannabis within the city, so we launched an investigation. Spotting all agencies at 2 a.m., we took note of a bike with 2 passengers and another bike behind the second bike. We saw a car following. So we speedily followed the car that took the direction of Ngwen towards the market, that is the road to Kutaba, with the help of a colleague's vehicle in order to disguise our identity. When we realized that they took the direction towards Kutaba in order to escape the mixed control in Fumban roundabout, we got convinced that the vehicle was hiding something, so we pursued them. Due to the dust, we could not run after them at high speed. So then, we later on spot the car when it had a breakdown. A man by name Nwala Ismaila, who claims to be a farmer in Nyoro at Masangam, came to negotiate to get the car with a sum of 500,000 francs, which we declined and decided to take him and the car to our station and search to find out what he had on board. It was then that we saw 17 bags of cannabis. Immediately, the DIO was informed as well as the State Council.
Ce que nous avons refusé, et c'est ainsi que lui et cette cargaison ils ont été conduits au poste du commissariat de sécurité publique de Fumban.
The culprits are already under custody, awaiting justice. This is not the first time marijuana is being intercepted in the country. The act of selling cannabis has been very recurrent in Cameroon, especially in the West region in the country. Security elements are working tooth and nail to stop the sale and consumption of the drug.
Our culture, our heritage. If you don't know where you are coming from, you cannot know where you're going to. And to whom honor is due, honor is given. These, the sons and daughters of the Way community, Wekuda Yaoundé branch, in their hall from all angles, honor 3 dynamic men projected as forebearers of the Way community. Honorable Kum Jonji of the Menchum North constituency, Honorable Wanlang Richard and Senator Mbu Sule are welcome as a sign of love and togetherness this day. Supported in their developmental projects, amongst which is 50 million francs CFA required for the installation of electricity in Way, the completion of the Wekuda Yaoundé branch hall, with Honorable Njikum Musa supporting with 50 bags of cement. Way people, unique in the Menchum division, and here they are.
Receiving the legislators of Menchum, those who show the light of activities in Menchum.
An event reoccurring, but this time with a great peculiarity.
Usually we've always received legislators when they come from our village, but this time we decided to extend this to all legislators in Menchum. In our village we have 1 honorable member of parliament. In our division we have a senator and another honorable member of parliament. So the community thought we should bring all of them together, share with them today, spend some time with them, and also talk about development issues back in our village.
Way Culture and Development Association, with focus on developmental issues for the benefit of the Way people in Yaoundé and at home.
We are a purely apolitical organization focused on development issues back in our village. The water supply in Way is not from a company, but it is purely run by the community.
The spirit of togetherness at its peak.
The mere idea of having them seated here together today is concrete proof of that dynamism.
An occasion accorded high personalities.
I have very wonderful impressions about this occasion. In fact, we are overwhelmed by the kind of gestures the group has made towards us and the kind of unity that has been expressed through the invitations that have been extended to all the legislators.
A good example for other villages to emulate, since culture defines us. These are the remains of the Ekunu market. This is how the market that was once equipped and booming now looks like, as vendors in this market in Yaoundé 4 wake up breaking Monday with the sad news of their shops all demolished. They are close to 1,000 these shops owners and traders at the Ekunu market in Yaoundé 4, with these shops destroyed, leaving them in total dismay.
Because of the crisis, the ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest region, I find myself here in Yaoundé. I've been trying by all possible means to see how I can meet up with my life, with my family. My family is still living with me. This is where we're managing lives. But look at how the embarrassment every day. I don't know where they want us or they want me to do. I don't know where they want us to go.
The destruction carried out by the Yaoundé 4 Council on the night of April 3rd follows a quick notice served them by the local administration. They were supposed to evacuate this place in January. We hire people that will respect all urbanism. Official sources say that the demolition, which costed the traders worth over 200 million francs CFA, is in a bid to fight urban disorder and equally to build a new market that follows the norms. A resettlement site has been assigned to these traders, a stone throw away from the Ekunu courthouse, about 8,000 hectares. The traders, however, deny the area, citing its narrowness and distance as pro factors.
The market there is just an empty area. They have not built any shell there. It's just an empty area. If the government wants to send us to a market, I think it's their position to at least construct the market.
The traders are therefore hopeful their crisis will be looked into, taking into consideration the construction of the Ekunu market, expected to last a period of 18 months.
In their relentless move to decongest the town and ease circulation of persons and vehicles, the governor of the West Region, Awa Fonka Augustine, in collaboration with some council officers, proceeded to the transfer of public transport agencies and vendors alike from Marché B to the newly created site located at Torchap, Carrefour Bamungum.
Il y avait un problème sérieux de circulation.
There was a serious problem of circulation. There was always traffic in that part of the town.
Il y avait toujours l'embouteillage de ce côté-là. Avec les autorités municipales, nous avons trouvé utile.
With the council officers, we judged it better to move transport agencies to this site.
Toutes ces agences de voyage, c'est ça est effectif ce matin.
And it is effective. We are trying to manage passengers and agencies.
Permettre aux passagers et à toutes ces agences de pouvoir gérer à bien leurs activités. Nous attendons eux de la collaboration pour nous permettre d'atteindre notre objectif qui est.
We count on their collaboration to permit us attain our objective for the town of Bafoussam to be beautiful and free of traffic.
Une ville qui est belle, jolie, là où il n'y a pas l'embouteillage.
Although operators were alerted of the initiative on the 21st of March 2021, its coming into effect took place yesterday, 4th of April 2022, following an intervention of the governor and some officers of law and order.
Cette gare routière est prévue dans le plan d'occupation du sol de la ville de Bafoussam, qui sont applicables depuis 2015. Nous avons On a mis sur pied cette opération ce matin.
The space has been made in the plans of the town of Bafoussam, which are applicable since 2015. We started the operation to create awareness in the minds of the population. All facilities will be made available. Public toilets have been made as a result of the CD2 project. We have also financed water supply. NAU has deposited its quotation for electricity supply. Within the next 72 hours, we will install solar energy for security purposes. A police station as well has been set up and ready to accommodate transport agencies.
Nous allons installer des panneaux solaires pour les problèmes de sécurité. Un chef de poste de police a déjà été désigné avec des éléments. Donc tout est mis en œuvre et au fur et à mesure que les agences vont construire leur hangar, la gare routière va entièrement prendre corps.
Still work in progress, the newly created site offers more accommodation for operators and passengers heading mainly to Bamenda, Manfi, Buda and Chang. The latter, however, complain of high transport fare. We arrived at the market and they asked us to come to Carrefour Chang. I paid 250 francs to get here. We tried to get small cars to no avail. It is too long and difficult. Initiatives of the like have been witnessed in other parts of the country, notably the littoral region, and the government calls on the population for more collaboration.
Classes and other activities in the University of Bamenda were interrupted yesterday, April 5, as separatist fighters reportedly fired gunshots very close to the campus. It is unclear if the gunshots were as a result of the gun exchange between the separatist fighters and the military. However, what is certain is the fact that many of the armed separatists have been seen in Bambui and Bambili to enforce the ghost town operations. This violence comes after a man and his two sons were killed in cold blood recently, and the separatists declared the region ghosted. It should be noted that those who traveled to Bambili yesterday morning were left stranded due to the insecurity. According to a student, most of the security forces stationed in the campus of the University of Bamenda abandoned their posts and moved to the upper part of the institution. Amateur videos circulating on social media showed students running helter-skelter, each trying to save their lives. For some years now, armed separatists have used lockdowns to demonstrate their control of various localities, though many people in the restive regions think the move is overbearing on the civilian population. Almost all the villages around the region have suffered and witnessed the consequences of the separatist lockdowns. Every now and then, ghost towns are announced and implemented by separatist fighters who are struggling to implement their authority in some areas.
After a 3-week-long sensitization tour at various higher teachers training colleges nationwide, notably ENS and NSET, the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reforms, Joseph Ley, has provided a balance sheet of the ameliorations made in the education sector. This was during a press briefing organized on Tuesday, March 5, 2022 in his ministerial department.
This communication, therefore, gives me the opportunity to inform you on the implementation of these important presidential instructions, which are intended to improve the quality of service provided to users in general and to teachers in particular.
Minister Joseph Ley took out time to explain the measures prescribed to his ministry by President Paul Biya as guidelines for the treatment of teachers' integration files.
The head of state has prescribed to the ministry under my charge, I quote, to take all necessary steps to speed up the processing of files of graduates from teachers training colleges, end of quote. In concrete terms, MINFOPRA has been instructed to 1. Render the compilation of teachers' absorption file systematic before the end of their training by the concerned and institutions that govern them. 2. Ensure in collaboration with the competent state universities, that absorption files of ENS and NSET graduates are systematically submitted.
As an appraisal of his sensitization tour, Minister Joseph Ley acknowledged the warm reception of government-proposed measures by the student teachers of the various training institutions he visited and their willingness to help out.
A wonderful exercise, meeting those young men and young ladies. We gave them all those informations and their reaction was very positive. They also were very glad with the measures taken by the head of state, and I can tell you that they are very satisfied. And we also went there to listen to them, and they made many suggestions everywhere we have been, because we told them that we can't do this job alone. We need you to bring your suggestions, your proposals, so that we can ameliorate what we are doing. So there's a kind of catalogue of suggestions we have received to ameliorate their condition.
This press briefing by the MINFOPRA comes at a time when the government is making reasonable progress in their quest to appease the grieving teachers of the public sector.
In recognition to their services rendered to the state within the framework of protecting Cameroonians, their property and territorial integrity, some prison administrators at the Ngandere Central Prison have been awarded epaulets and medals. This was during a ceremony at the ceremonial ground of the Ngandere Central Prison, chaired by the Regional Delegate of Penitentiary Administration, Fongo Divine Tita Kuna.
They always say that more the results for good work is more work. That is why they have been added this rank. And I equally told those who were not promoted this time that they should not fall apart. They should continue to work hard, because as they say, each person has a time to pass before the Baba. So since they were not promoted this time, they continue to work. Next time they will have their own share. Then most importantly, I talk about this synergy. That is this synergy between the public and private sector. Because the problems that exist inside the prison cannot be solved only by the penitentiary administration.
During the ceremony, he called on Cameroonians of goodwill to visit prisons and empower some inmates.
We are calling on religious authorities. We are calling on associations that you should come and join us in this mission of transforming prisoners through the creation of little enterprises that will help these prisoners to change. We have enterprises inside here like hairdressing. We have enterprises here like tailoring. Why can we not even create a fish pond here that can raise revenue and help prisoners, so that when they leave the prison, they should have a gainful job and they should not come back to the prison?
He further highlighted the need for all to join efforts for a smooth functioning of prisons.
It's a sign to show that the prison is not a home for somebody. It's just a place to pass. If the head of state can think of prisoners to release them, it means their place is not in the prison, it's outside. So we should join our initiative to make the prison function very well.
Happiness was evident on the faces of recipients who promised to double their efforts. The heavily attended ceremony was crowned by a military parade and award of bouquets by family members.
This honorable member of the jury will ask you to take it as serious as possible and equally to be as relaxed as ever before.
It is in these words that the president of the jury, Diep Gafrit, launched the 2022 defense session for the Higher National Diploma Batch students of the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIBMAT. This day, 7th of April 2022, in the premises of its Douala campus located at Carrefour Eurojust, a total number of 27 students from different fields of study, banking and finance, accountancy, transport and logistics, human resource management, engineering, marketing, stood in front of friends, family, teachers, corporate bodies, and supervisors from tutor schools to present the results of the works carried out during their months of internship.
I want to acknowledge that this is an academic exercise, and it is done in partial fulfillment for the award of the higher national diploma in their respective disciplines. And the school has been instructed by the ministry to set up juries, and it is this jury that is going to evaluate the students in their respective field of study to ascertain whether they meet the requirement for the award of a nation.
The academic exercise, though tedious, left a greater majority of them satisfied of the work done and support provided by the school.
As a student of this field of studies, logistics and transport management, my topic was focused on the challenges faced by transmitters in the handling of clinical. At the end of this internship today, my grade was very good, and I'm so proud of it. It was not an easy task, but finally I succeeded. So all thanks to God and my supervisor, my teachers. I thank all of them.
I defended a report on the impact of stress on employee performance case of victims completed at Tebong banking company. It was tense, the atmosphere was somehow stressful, but it was good.
Hibmat House is slogan as Hibmat family. So in this Hibmat, people are being treated like family members, and now it offers high quality education. So I advise members to come to this prestigious institution.
In its drive to achieve academic excellence, Hibmat has created a safe haven for education, allowing students to fully explore their capacities.
First of all, Hibmat stands for the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology. It is a university institute for professional excellence and innovation. And this university is mentored by 2 state universities. We have the University of Bamenda that mentors all the professional fields of studies, and we have the University of Boya which mentors the other fields of studies. Our curriculum or our academics is structured in a way that the teaching is meant to enable the students to adapt themselves in a professional world.
This has gone a long way in helping the staff and management in achieving its vision and goals.
We are out to see how we can work in line with the head of state's vision of making Cameroon an emerging nation. And with this, we try to use our existing resources and potentials to modernize the economy of Cameroon and put it on the right path for globalization and urbanization.
As they say, education is the passport for the future, but tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Hibmat, with campus in Boya and Douala, is leading in the move, and from the look of things, will not stop.
We are in the Yonna school premises where 19-year-old student stabbed Principal April 6 for confiscating his sweater on April 4. Speaking to some of the students, they explain what transpired. We had the screams, and before we went out, he had stabbed the principal. He was calm and quiet. This is the first time we went into such anger.
C'est là où on nous fait comprendre que nos camarades Amadou viennent de blesser le principal.
Lundi, l'élève est arrivé à l'école après le rassemblement avec son
on Monday, he came with his mother and the teachers were rude to the mom. So a day later, our classmates came with a knife and we heard screams and we jumped out. We saw a pool of blood after he stabbed the principal, and the principal was rushed to the hospital. I'm certain it is the ill manner in which the teacher spoke to his mom that angered him that much to do this act.
Et de mon point de vue, je crois bien que c'est ça qui a poussé l'élève à agir de la sorte.
In a heated interrogation between the Minister of Secondary Education and the school administration, including the school proprietor, the minister fished out a lot of loopholes in this institution. institution. Not only have the school proprietor not met with the norms of this establishment required of a secondary school put in place by government, the school is equally plagued with increased crime rates like drug abuse, sexual abuse. We discover cases of teachers and some students practicing sexual violence in this establishment with drug abuse, which needs to be looked into. Yona School, going by Minister Nalova, has issues with discipline, absence of staff room, playground with 93 teachers for 700 students in a very tight, unclean and unsafe environment.
I approach the premises immediately. It tells me that this should not exist. I look at the justified conditions of your existence.
The school representatives put up defensive arguments regarding the loopholes pointed out by the minister in collaboration with the gendarmerie of Korbison Quarter, where the school is situated. This student was stubborn. He has been facing disciplinary counsel, but his mother is always coming and supporting his actions. The father is always absent in this disciplinary because he was angry with the poor attitude of his son, while the mom, Minister Nalova, says the school may be shut down after deliberations with her team.
While we are deliberating on the case, I want you to follow this close collaboration so that things should go on well.
I'll do everything to see into it that my school meets all with the norms required by government. Please do not shut it down. Meanwhile, the principal is still alive and presently receiving treatment in the hospital where the minister later made her final stop. This situation would therefore serve a lesson for other schools to step up their disciplinary measures.
Councillors of the Bamenda 1 Council in Mezam Division of the Northwest in an account report session April 7, 2022 at the Bamenda 1 Council Hall examine and adopt the 2021 Administrative Management Account and Stores. The session chaired by the Mayor of Bamenda 1 Council, Mayor Biga Nja Felix, in the presence of the Supervisory Authority Mezam SDO Simon Mo Emil. Bamenda 1 Councillors adopt 519,372,332 francs in revenue and 472,588,521 francs in expenditure, with a total surplus of 46,783,811 francs.
Administrative and management account, which has gone up to 519 million this year, and I think next year we'll work harder. I want to also thank the population for cooperating with the council, trying to see that we cooperate together to realize some of this project, even contributing. And I still want to seize the opportunity to beg of them for those who are supposed to contribute to the council, like doing their normal duty, paying their taxes, so we can use those taxes to develop the community.
Mayor Biganja Felix, Mayor of Bamenda 1 Council, regret a drop in the account as compared to previous years, said, though the present socio-political crisis has also contributed, with the council's ability to generate revenue, the population is very recalcitrant in paying its taxes. Thanking government for projects from the state credit, the mayor disclosed the Bamenda 1 Council realized most of its projects last year, and this year will engage in providing water, build bridges, open up roads, and light up streets with solar.
Listening to our cry and sponsoring most of our projects. I think I can proudly say that we realized so many projects last year, especially like classrooms. We have bridges, we have schools, hospitals, and the rest that we were able to build in our community. Why not extending electricity in some of the remote areas that we didn't have electricity?
The Bamenda 1 Council, in collaboration with the UNDP, at the council session handed free birth certificates and ID cards to some IDPs.